Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to give you some ideas for gifts, and you can create those for Christmas, for birthdays or any other occasion. This video is special because it's a collaboration with Bellamena, who's also an artist here on YouTube. She's also going to show you some gift ideas, and as far as I know, hers are gonna be Christmas themed. I will leave the link to her channel in the description box below, so make sure you check out her video after this one. In the end of this video, you're gonna see some little snippets from a Zoom call that I had with her where we showed each other what we made. So with that all being said, let's get started. The first idea for today is to paint a wooden box. This can be a jewelry box or any kind of box that you can get. This one is one of these super cheap ones that you get in most craft stores, or maybe if you have a dollar store or something, you might find something like that. And we're gonna paint this. I wanted to try Posca markers and these Molotov markers that are just paint markers. And I was just testing them. That's the bottom of the box, and I was trying out whether they would work, and they were a bit too leaky, they bled a bit too much, so I decided to do a base layer with acrylic gouache. And at first I wanted to do everything with acrylic gouache, so that's why I pulled out so many colors, like 5 colors, but yeah, so many. And I just did the first layer, and I did this very dark blue tone, and in hindsight a black would have probably sufficed and be enough and good enough, because mixing something again is really hard. And even though I mixed a lot of that color, of course, again, like always, it wasn't enough. And then we had this beautiful paint soup.
Got soup.
And I made this beautiful transition, not noticing that I changed hands. And now I'm using this kind of very, very bright yellow eggshell kind of color and doing the base of the design that I want to do. And I did this plant pot with different kinds of plants in there, different kinds of leaves. And I just did this base color with that so that later on I would have an easier time adding details. And now I'm using black this time to do the inside of the box. I think I should have gone with black right off the bat, but hey, that's the way that I did it. And now we have a black inside and an almost black outside. You can barely tell the difference, and I think it looks kind of cool that it's a little bit different. So here you can see now I'm using the Posca pens for the details, and on top of the acrylic gouache, it worked really well. I could have probably put gesso on the box and the Poscas would have worked well as well, but I didn't have gesso at the time, so I just did it like that, and it worked out pretty nice. And you can see that I'm resting my hand on a book, which is a little bit of a hack if you want to rest your hand and be able to paint more in a flat way when you're painting on a box, because otherwise I would have kind of had a problem with holding my hand steady, because I kind of always have to rest it somewhere, and otherwise it will be super shaky. So this worked really well. And then I decided to just do these simple dots. It's just a dot pattern, and I did that here and framed the jewelry box like that. And it's a rather simple design, but I really love the colors that I picked here. You can see that it's not perfect. It's not perfectly painted, but hey, it's handmade, so that's kind of the point of it, that it doesn't have to be perfect. And you can put jewelry in this or little craft things, all kinds of stuff could fit into this box. You could even put a letter for your loved ones in there. The next idea is to make clay magnets, or just anything out of clay. I decided to do magnets here, and I was using polymer clay. You could also use air dry clay, just any kind of clay you can get your hands on. And in order to make it a little bit softer, I put it against my candle, and it kind of worked. It made it softer. You could also put put it in the microwave. Just make sure it's not too hot or else you will bake the clay. And I made that mistake, and here it did work out, but with another project I was using too much heat. So be careful with that, but the candle trick surprisingly worked well. You can see here that I'm starting to create some shapes. I made this cat shape and then a simple heart, and now a little bit more complicated, this rainbow, which is still pretty easy, but for a beginner like me that was kind of a challenge. And then the cloud was too big, but I decided to keep it anyways and put different clouds on the rainbow. And then just at the back I supported it with some more clay so it would not fall apart. Then I made this half circle and turned one of them into a moon and the other I left as a half circle, and here they are baked. You can hear this fun ASMR. And now I'm painting them again with acrylic gouache. You can also use acrylic paint. Don't use water-soluble gouache. And here you can see it drying under my heating tool. It was so satisfying. It kind of warped my mat a little bit, but I could just warp it back, so it wasn't a big deal. And now I'm decorating those magnets with Posca pens and also with a little bit of acrylic gouache, just this mixture. You can decorate them with the kinds of paints that you have at home. And I was using all different kinds of colors. The rainbow I did with the acrylic gouache, and more of the detail things I did with the Posca markers, and that's the way that they looked at that point. Now all there's left to do is attach the magnet to it, and I got these teeny tiny magnets. I bought them online and of course they were tiny, but here you can see the finished magnet on our lovely little magnet thing on our toilet. The next idea is to draw or paint on a puzzle, and I got this white puzzle that's meant to be DIY, but you could also just repurpose an older puzzle that you don't like the design of and paint on that. And of course I had to build it first, which was really fun, and then I started to sketch my design, and I was so excited. I was using Posca pens for this and quickly realized that the Poscas and the surface of this puzzle were not friends, because this puzzle was meant to be drawn on with colored pencils. I think it had a paper texture actually, and that kind of ripped a little bit with the Posca pens. At first it wasn't that big of a deal, but in the process of all of this they kind of dried out. So make sure that your medium goes with the surface that you have. If you have a regular puzzle, I suggest putting gesso on it and putting that on every individual piece so you don't glue the puzzle together, and then you can go ahead and decorate it. And just be sure that you don't glue or stick or whatever the pieces together in the process that you do. That's why I was using the Poscas. But yeah, I think that probably paint would have worked as well. You just have to be very careful not to use too much, but maybe test this out before you do it. You can do any kind of design on this. I wanted to do this kind of landscape that's very illustrative and to just play around with the colors and make it as exciting as I could, because it is a puzzle afterwards. But you could also do a much simpler design on it, or a centangle or mandala kind of art. Just something that's fun and not too intense. Don't try anything that's super hard for you and your skill level, because it is harder to draw on a puzzle than it is to draw on paper. So make sure you do something where you're sort of sure that it's gonna work out okay-ish. Doesn't have to be perfect, but This is not the time to leave your comfort zone when it comes to the design part, because just drawing on a puzzle itself is a challenge, and I was just battling the markers so much. Otherwise, I had such a good time with this. This was so fun to do, and building the puzzle in the end when I had finished it was such a great joy for me to do. And here you can see the way that the puzzle looked. From this angle, it looks really good, I think. From this angle, you can see all the crumbs, so don't look too closely. I did not put any kind of varnish on it just yet, but I might seal it with something later on. And here you can see that I built the puzzle. I did it one piece at a time, so it would be a little bit harder, and it was so much fun to do. The next idea is to use shrink plastic, and you can draw on that. I found that it works best with colored pencils, and here I am opening that thing, and it was already open. Obviously, because I had used it before, I don't know what came over me. And I was using this design that I had already made in a previous video. And if you want to use that design, you can go ahead and do that. And I just colored that in. I tried to keep it simple, add a bit of shading, a few details, but rather simple, because this is gonna shrink a lot. And then I did this little squirrel that I also already had a drawing of, and I just used that outline and then colored it in, and that's so much fun. I think that drawing on shrink plastic is somehow so satisfying. So I colored that in, gave it a little bit of an outline, and then it was time to cut out the designs. And I had to be very careful with this. It's not super easy. It's not incredibly hard either, but one of them ripped a little bit. Here you can see that, but it was not that big of a deal. It worked out in the end, and you can barely see it in the finished design. So here they are in the oven now, and you can see the way that they shrink. It's so fun to watch that. And then I just put a book on top of that, so it will be flat, and this is the way that it looked now. And then I put some varnish on it just to protect the colored pencil, and I let that dry. And then I also put magnets on this. You could also use shrink plastic for jewelry or a lot of other DIYs. And the last idea is to use stamps for Christmas cards or wrapping paper, and you can make your own stamps or use stamps that you bought or already have at home. And if you want to make your own stamps, I recommend this rubber material. This is by Speedball, I think it's called, and it's very easy to carve into that, much easier than it is to use Lino, and it works very similarly though. So here you can see a card that I already did a while ago, and you can then write Merry Christmas on it or whatever you wanted to say. And here now I'm using one of the stamps that I also already made a while ago, and I just put white paint on it, which I think looks so cool. I recently got different colors, and I recycled some paper that I had gotten with some kind of package. You know, that kind of paper that's in the boxes just to keep your things safe while they are shipped. That's the kind of paper, and I just put that on there and repeated the design, and now it is wrapping paper and it's ready to be used for some kind of present.
Oh, that's so cute. I love the plant you put on top. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Oh, you I did something similar, but not really. Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
I painted a puzzle. Ta-da!
No way. That is awesome. I've been wanting to paint a puzzle for so long. That is so cute.
But I was so committed to using paint markers, and they all dried out throughout doing this. And I was squeezing every little bit of paint out of these markers.
So the first one I did.
Well, it actually works.
Yeah.
That's
Snow
so
globe,
cool.
the candle on top. This was from the Dollar Tree. This was part of their crafting section.
So
Little
cute.
Santa.
So you gave them clothes.
And then the last thing I did was, so in the Dollar Tree they have like a toy section, and they have these houses that all connect to each other, and they're all different kinds of houses.
Oh.
I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to check out Bellamena's video now, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!